My name is Tyler McCarty from Scouting America Troop 1539. Please stand for the presentation of the colors. Color Guard advance. Color Guard halt. Color Guard post the colors. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please welcome Toby LaCroix for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Color Guard dismissed.
Switch the mic. We good? We good? Okay. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. I see a lot of people from Vienna. If you're not from Vienna, welcome to Vienna. And Toby, wow, I was getting choked up there. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. Really, wow. This is an emotional event. I never know when that's gonna come across, and I just almost start crying then, because this is an amazing event, opportunity. We are here celebrating our country's 250th year, and that is just something to really celebrate. And we're so excited to have ViennaVA250 here and the Mobile Museum. I've heard about it. So this is what happened. I'm in my office, and Councilman Chuck Anderson and Ann Stunts from Historic Vienna, and I think Tracy McCarty, they came in and they said, okay, we have an idea. We have to do something. Our country is turning 250 years old. And I said, yes, we have to do something. And so thanks to them, they started this. They got the Mobile Museum here. Those of you who are on that committee, I know there's other people that are working on that. Can you just raise your hand? Thank you so much. Yep, thank you. And of course, we are Vienna, Virginia 250, and we're going to be celebrating all year long. So I just mentioned Councilmember Chuck Anderson. He's with us today. We have some other council members. I believe Roy Baldwin is here today. Jessica Ramakis. Howard Springsteen. Okay. We also have our delegate here, Holly Siebold. We have Supervisor James Walkinshaw. We have Vikram Iyer, and he is from Cinder Warner's office. So thank you so much for joining us today. We also have Aisha Sheikh, and she is the chief of staff to Cinder Salim. I am so sorry. Right in front of me is Councilmember Ray Burrell. You get the last introduction. Yay. Ray, thank you for being here. Thank you so much, everybody. Well, Virginia, as we know, played such a crucial role in the Revolutionary War. Our library just down the street here was named Patrick Henry Library, and he was one of the first, of course, to dissent against the British. And then you can look on this lovely museum and see a lot of other faces, people in Virginia that were so instrumental. Father of our country, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson and George Mason, all leaders in this effort, so that we now have the United States of America, greatest country in the world. And of course, now you are in the greatest town in the world. I just always have to say that because I truly, truly do believe it. Yes, okay. All right, well, let's get started. I know everybody's excited to see the museum. I haven't been in it yet. I know I'm going to learn so much. I know we're all going to learn and bring people. Just keep talking it up and tell people about this because it's not going to be here too long. But you do want to bring your family and tell your neighbors and your friends because this is something really special to have here in the town of Vienna. All right, I do have a proclamation to read to you. Whereas the American colonies declared its independence from Great Britain in 1776 to form the United States of America, the Declaration of Independence was effective July 4th, 1776. And whereas the United States will be celebrating the 250th anniversary, also known as a semi-quincentennial, on July 4th, 2026. And whereas this milestone marks 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. And whereas festivities and commemorations will be held throughout the year leading up to the anniversary date. And whereas Virginia 250 is a Commonwealth of Virginia statewide commemoration of the semi-quincentennial. And whereas Virginia 250 was established by the Virginia General Assembly in 2020 and serves to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, the Revolutionary War, and the independence of the United States in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Whereas the national celebration, officially referred to as America 250, is also a year-long event designed to reflect on the nation's past, honor the contributions of all Americans, and look forward to the future. And whereas the U.S. Semi-Quincentennial Commission, established by Congress, is a primary body overseeing the national commemoration to bring the vision for America 250 to life, and whereas the town of Vienna, Virginia, is actively participating in the commemoration of Virginia 250. Whereas since April 6, 1976, Historic Vienna Inc. has served as a 501c3 nonprofit corporation dedicated to preserving and promoting Vienna's heritage. And whereas HVI has established the Vienna 250 Committee to work with the town to organize the town's celebrations. And whereas the town of Vienna and HVI will be cooperating, supporting, and organizing and sponsoring various semi-quincentennial activities occurring in our community. And whereas one of the first commemorative activities will be a visit to Vienna by the Virginia 250 Mobile Museum Experience that will visit Vienna beginning Thursday, July 10th, 2025 through Saturday, July 12th, 2025 from the hours of 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily at Vienna Elementary School parking lot. And now therefore be it proclaimed, the town of Vienna and Historic Vienna Inc. declare the period from July 4th, 2025 to December 31st, 2026 to be a greater Vienna celebration and commemoration of the United States Declaration of Independence, celebration of freedom from tyranny, and recognition of our nation's collective journey to establishing the most successful democracy in the world. We do have somebody, Ken Plum, I believe, is here, former delegate. Thank you so much for coming. Wow, that's an honor. Thank you so much. Okay, so the next person I'm going to introduce has been working hard on Liberty Amendments Month, and he's going to give you a little more history about Vienna, and that is Councilmember Chuck Anderson.
Well, good morning. It's a long day coming, and we're so happy it's finally come. On behalf of the Vienna chapter of Virginia 250, the Liberty Amendments Month Committee, and Historic Vienna, Inc., I'd like to welcome this great big rig to our town. And a special thanks to their leaders, drivers, and docents, Kevin Hampton, Aaron Smith, Zachary Kennedy, Brexton O'Donnell, and Gerald Thomas for bringing us this mobile treasure trove of history. We're thrilled to host this special exhibit of Virginia's role in the creation of our nation. As only the second site in Fairfax County, we feel especially honored. First, Mount Vernon, then Vienna. Not bad, huh? This would not have happened but for the hard work of HVI and especially the persistence of one person, Katie Newland. Katie, even though you did not drive the truck, you certainly were key to getting it here. Thank you. This opening ceremony also serves as the unofficial kickoff of Vienna 250. Here in Vienna, we're home to Viva, Chillin', Lamb, Oktoberfest, and the Halloween Parade. We know a thing or two about putting on a community-wide event. During the next 18 months, we will be planning and holding many events to commemorate the first great government of the people. So it's only fitting that this celebration should be a grassroots, people-led movement. We want as many of you as possible to help plan and take part in these events. And Vienna 250 intends to coordinate with our own, dear to our hearts, Liberty Amendments Month, as our missions are very much the same. That is, to provide content that allow us to share in the rich history of our nation's heritage. For the remainder of this visit, there will be a booth right here staffed by the Vienna 250 committee. Take time to stop by and see how you can join in planning Vienna's celebration. If you would indulge me for a moment, I'd like to give you some personal history. I grew up in rural Michigan. My mother was a voracious reader who bequeathed to me the love of history. We weren't very rich. We were probably too poor to do much traveling to find history, so books were my way of learning about our nation's history. But almost 47 years ago, I took my first long trip to find history. I was working on my bachelor's degree's history thesis on George Mason and slavery. I drove my rusted out 1966 Chevy Bel Air all the way from Michigan to Fairfax County to do field research, spending time in the Fairfax County Courthouse just down the road from here and at Gunston Hall in Occoquan. Since then, for me, Fairfax County has been a place steeped in the history of our independence era. It's entirely fitting that the tagline for our state umbrella organization, Virginia 250, is America, made in Virginia. To a large extent, I believe that is true. We might even consider taking it one step further and say, Virginia, made in Fairfax County. But I leave that to others to make that case. Today, I didn't have to travel several hundred miles to find that history. That history has come to us. For the next year and a half, this big rig will travel Virginia's highways, stopping in towns, cities, and historical sites. Each place has its own stories about the role of local people in the founding of our country. Colonel Charles Broadwater lived right here on Frederick Street Southwest. He was selected along with George Mason as Fairfax County delegates to the First Virginia Constitutional Convention. Those two were charged with presenting to that body a remarkable document, which is known to history as the Fairfax Resolves. The resolves contain a list of grievances, a philosophy of government, and even a statement of human rights. The presentation by Mason and Broadwater to the Constitutional Convention in Virginia was an important step in our nation's independence. His son, Charles Lewis Broadwater, also played a role in the War for Independence. In 1776, at the tender age of 24, he started his military career as a midshipman on the vessel named American Congress. As often happens in wartime, as Councilmember Brill will tell you, he rose quickly. Several months later, he was commissioned as a lieutenant in the 10th Virginia Regiment. Although Lieutenant Broadwater and General Washington had a falling out, he returned to Virginia and served throughout the war in the local militia, seeing action in 1779 against the British in South Carolina. Colonel Broadwater was also a slaveholder. His life, like so many others at the time, embodied the fundamental contradiction within our nation's founding. That is, a nation of free individuals founded on the lofty ideals of equality was started in part by men who held other men and women in bondage. But as we have explored here in Vienna as part of our Liberty Amendments Month, within the principles and ideals of the American Revolution lay the framework for advancement to a more perfect union. Last week's stirring reading of Frederick Douglass's What to the Slave is the 4th of July by our own dear Reverend Dr. Vernon C. Walton made that point pretty clear. And as the great historian Edmund Morgan wrote almost half a century ago, when our founding fathers dissolved the connection with Britain and rested government on the consent of the governed, they opened the door to a freedom wider than they realized at the time. Our nation was not born in a state of perfection, but I like to think we started out with perfection as our goal. This is a lesson I also learned so many years ago on that trip to Fairfax County. In the next 3 days, I hope that many people will step into this trailer to learn such lessons, to learn of our common origins and how we have gotten to where we are today. These principles and events that are in that trailer are also in our shared DNA. All of us have been shaped by these past principles, people, and events, and will continue to be so. We study history to find out who we really are, and hopefully where we should be going. I hope that you will take some time to study the history housed within the walls of this fine trailer. It contains some of the most valuable gifts of our great commonwealth to the world. And tell your friends and neighbors to come too. After all, this truck only comes around once every 250 years. Thank you. So I now would like to invite the political officials and the Vienna 250 committees to come over here to cut the ribbon, and anybody else who wants to come in too.
3, 2, 1.